harmonies at the end, and that was kind of what I was aiming for on that last song there. But the album itself is just kind of my way of kind of seeing things these days, and I gave people the option, asking whether or not they think the world is better or worse than what they portray it as on television. Because at any given time, the TV might act like it's the greatest thing going, or it's the worst thing that ever lived. And, and depending on perception, and, because in my opinion, it's all subjective, is it really as bad as they claim, or is it a lot better than they claim? Right. Because I think there's a lot of propaganda that's out there. So that hits the name, Age of Propaganda. There's a lot of stuff out there, and I'm one of the people who doesn't believe that it's just quite as bad as some of the mainstream media tries to make it sound. But, that was kind of my way of seeing the album and kind of putting a little more of, because a lot of people, when they see me, they think of, acoustic rock and roll, but this album in particular does have some acoustic stuff on it, but it's also got some little edgier type songs and a little more in-your-face, rock and roll, and I was highly influenced of the 90s period, so that was kind of my little tribute to it.
Yeah, Thomas, let me jump in here for a second and
Sure.
backtrack just a few sentences. You were talking about NAMM, and for those folks out there that may not be familiar with NAMM, fill us in just, maybe for not even a minute or so, what it is and your participation and your involvement in it.
Sure. Well, NAMM stands for the National Association of Music Merchants, and it's the largest music merchants convention in the world. And there's two of them that happen here in the U.S. There's the Winter NAMM and the Summer NAMM. Winter NAMM is considerably bigger than Summer NAMM. I believe this year they were looking at a number of upward of 115,000 people that attended the convention. And I know the numbers for Summer NAMM in 2019 were somewhere around 10,000. So the Winter show is almost, or a little bit more than 10 times bigger than the Summer show. But basically, it's an opportunity for the merchants and the dealers, the retailers, to get together and make the deals, man. Let's see what new products are out there. Let's get it in the stores and make some deals on getting the stuff out there to the public. And it's a very educational experience also. I mean, it's not, while it's primarily focused on retailers and merchants, there's plenty of room for the artist as well, because somebody's got to play that stuff. So, the artists go and we get to sit down with the folks that made these instruments and these softwares and these different products. And we get to talk with them. We get to talk to these retailers. And it's a great place to network, to meet a lot of awesome people. Even if you just want to go as a visitor, as a guest, just to check it out, and you manage to get a guest pass for it, because NAMM is an invite-only convention. Even if that's all you're trying to do is just go check it out for a day, you get invited. There's plenty of stuff to see. You might come across some of your most respected celebrity performers out there. I mean, guys like Stevie Wonder and Motley Crue and different people like that usually attend every year. So you get to go to a lot of great seminars and talk to a lot of the people that are behind the scenes, the ones that kind of don't get necessarily a lot of the attention, but they're the ones that really make the gears of the industry turn. So overall, I think NAMM is a highly respected, and it's just a great opportunity to go and just kind of get a real insight as to what this industry is.
That pretty well sums it up. John Bon Jovial, that you were taking notes there. Before we let you go, Thomas, I couldn't help but notice now, while you say your music has grown out of, partially at least, out of grunge rock, I couldn't help but feel you've added a rather, dark, ethereal, eerie atmosphere to it. Tell us about that side of your music.
Yeah, well, my music, I never really have much of a much of a game plan for what I'm going to write. I always kind of go off of what I feel, and that particular song that you just played does have a little bit of a darker feel to it, and that song actually spawned off of a dream that I had. I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was a strange dream. It didn't make any sense, which oftentimes dreams don't. But I was literally walking out in the middle of nowhere, and I was having a conversation with someone I couldn't see. And I kept asking this person in the dream where I was, and he wouldn't give me a straight answer until finally he told me I was in some place called the Land of Extreme, and whatever the hell that means. So I woke up, and and I did all this without the help of drugs, believe it or not. It's 100% true.
That's saying something.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, we've got a minute or so left here.
Just how crazy I am.
I hear you. Before we let you go, we've got about a minute left. Tell the folks how they can find you online.
Sure. So go to thomasclaxton.com, ThomasClaxton.com. Search for me on there, and you can also find me on Facebook at Thomas Claxton Music, Instagram, Thomas Claxton _music, and I'm also on Twitter at @tclax_music. You guys can find me on there, and all of my music is all in the mainstream distributions right now, so it's on Google and Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, all that good stuff, and you can find access to get the new album on there and check everything else out.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us, Thomas Claxton. Glad to have you back here with us again. Do keep in touch with us, and don't forget to thank Cindy for turning us on to you and getting you here on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Claxton from his album Age of Propaganda. This is The Other Side of You.
Until now I've never fallen, fooled by your ways. I've always favored imperfection. Fierce thoughts and you're not watching. The mind slowly turns to blocking. It burns a raging fire. Paranoia getting higher. Countdown, look around. There's something in that stole me to the ground. Did you lie to me? Make me believe I was something special. I've never seen this other side of your fantasy.
Yeah, there you go. That is Thomas Claxton. Thank you so much, Thomas, for joining us on the show today. Thank you also, Darren Michael Boyd, for stopping by, guesting, and sharing your music with us. John Bon Jovial, take us home.
I'm on my way. Hey, folks, you did it again. Can't believe it. You did it again. You spent another perfectly good hour with us here at the David Bowers Awards, and we are very grateful for your presence today. The David Bowers Awards, I am obligated to tell you, is broadcast around the world from the studios of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and also from the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix, Arizona, and is available for free on Blog Talk Radio. You can also find us on all your favorite places to download podcasts. Of course, that is the David Bowers Awards. But I do want to mention specifically one of our newest participants, the Cuyahoga Valley Radio Network on Live 365. They are carrying the David Bowers Awards. They're a bunch of really good guys. Let them know that you heard us right here on the David Bowers Awards. Be sure to click and follow our Blog Talk Radio page, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and be sure to join us next week for the David Bowers Awards, Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern on WRFZ-FM. That's 106.3 Rochester Free Radio, and on Blog Talk Radio, Sunday 2 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific and 6 p.m. UTC for more great indie music and talk with the artists that make it happen. So until next week, for the David Bowers and Nick, our marvelously geeky engineer, I am yours truly, the lovable, legendary John Bon Jovial, saying be good to each other, and we'll see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.